C5 news continues to mount, cheap figures abound, and video game news galore. It's May 13th, 2010, and you'll hear about those stories and more this week in Star Wars. This Week in Star Wars is your source for new and noteworthy developments in the galaxy far, far away. I'm your host, Matt Fox. And now, this week's lead story. A series of developments this week in the upcoming Star Wars Celebration 5 convention. To begin, a slew of new guests were announced for the Autograph Hall, including convention stalwarts Jeremy Bulloch, Boba Fett from Episode 5 and Episode 6, Peter Mayhew, Chewbacca from Episodes 3, 4, 5, and 6, Tim Rose, Admiral Akbar, Orly Shoshan, Shak T, as well as numerous others. They will join previously announced guest Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia from the original trilogy, in the Autograph Hall. And fortunately, we now know where the Autograph Hall is. That thanks to StarWarsCelebration.com, who posted the floor plan for the convention. Level 2 seems to be where the action is going to be at the Orange County Convention Center, as it is the location of the Autograph Hall, as well as the Celebration Store, and the main exhibitor hall. Look for your favorite retailer or licensee on a nifty interactive map at the Celebration site. If you haven't picked up your Celebration tickets yet, or if you're miffed that you missed out on one of those VIP packages several weeks ago, Hasbro may be coming to your rescue. Hasbro.promotions.com, as well as numerous sightings in the wild, indicate that the Rhode Island Toy Pusher is making available 10 sets of VIP tickets to lucky winners. Anyone is eligible to enter even without a purchase by submitting an entry by mail to Hasbro. However, stickers on Hasbro products across the nation indicate that randomly selected toys are going to have special redemption coupons in them. The curious thing about these specially marked packages, as has been noted on numerous forums and sites across the web, is that the stickers seem to be placed on product that has been on store shelves for some time. Just how these items might be said to contain a possible free ticket winner is a mystery of the universe that Hasbro has yet to clarify. In the meantime, buyer beware. Star Wars Celebration 5 is being held August 12th through the 15th at the Orange County Convention Center in Orlando, Florida. In collecting news this week, if you are dead set on winning one of those proverbial golden Celebration 5 tickets in the alleged Hasbro products out on the shelves, it's become a little more financially feasible for you to give it the old college try. As reported last week, Toys R Us has reduced the price of Star Wars Hasbro figures to just under $5, in a promotion that runs through late July. Well, according to numerous reports in forums and sites across the web, mega retailer Walmart is right on the heels of Toys R Us, reducing the price of their Hasbro figures to $4.50. While these discounts seem to be widespread across the country, they do not seem to be uniform at all Walmarts. So check your local supercenter as your mileage may vary. Not to be outdone, online retailer HasbroToyShop.com reduced the price on a number of their older Star Wars figures to, wait for it, $5. On top of those price cuts, they sweeten the deal with an online coupon which gives you 20% off your entire purchase as well as free shipping, reducing the cost of figures to a scandalous $4. That coupon code is FREESHIP20 and is valid through May 23rd. Set aside all this money you're saving on figures today for the slew of exclusives that are beginning to leak out for later this year. Last week we told you about the exclusive Jodo cast figure that's going to be appearing at Kmart later this year. Well, this week Sandtroopers.com came through again with exclusive shots of the Kolteska exclusive action figure, which is going to be at Toys R Us this fall. While unfamiliar to many fans, Mr. Tuska is from the Star Wars Clone Wars Republic Heroes video game, and looks like Wat Tambor, hopped up on cyborg growth hormones like some sort of intergalactic defensive lineman. Also available on sandtroopers.com was a packaging shot of the upcoming Walmart exclusive Jabba the Hutt with throne and Oola figure. While there is no official date yet, both these exclusives can probably be expected in the fall of this year. For the eBay active or the chronically short of cash, StarWarsShop.com has announced that they now accept PayPal. Additionally, their economy shipping fees are now capped at $9.95. Longtime patrons of Lucasfilm's official online shop will tell you that in the past, shipping charges could have ranged much higher than that. You can take advantage of the new payment option when you order your 6-foot-long Wampa rug or your Space Slug oven mitt, both of which are available now for pre-order at Star Wars Shop and will ship in August. If you plan on having either of those collectibles join your eviscerated Tauntaun sleeping bag, please use our sponsors link to the StarWarsShop.com site on thisweekinstarwars.com. A few tidbits of video game news this week. Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2 was given an official release date this week. That will be October 26, 2010. The Further Adventures of Starkiller, Vader's Dead Secret Apprentice from The Force Unleashed 1, is available for pre-order on Amazon.com for the Wii, the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, Nintendo DS, and Sony PSP. And, as always, I advise you to use the link on the This Week in Star Wars homepage to Amazon.com. And while many fans may consider that release date later this year good news, they might also consider it bad news that the eagerly awaited online role-playing game Star Wars The Old Republic will not be available until the second quarter of 2011, which, for those Ohio State graduates out there, means April through June of next year. New screenshots and details about the game were released on GameSpot.com to hold you over until then. Hopefully, neither of those release dates will slip due to the resignation of Daryl Rodriguez, the president of LucasArts. No word from LucasArts or Mr. Rodriguez as to the reasons for his departure, but LucasArts maintains that it will not affect the product development schedule. This week's publishing news: if you are curious as to how Starkiller, the aforementioned protagonist from The Force Unleashed Part 1, who supposedly died at the end of that game, is coming back for Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2, you don't necessarily have to wait until the game is published to get that information. As with the first installment of the game, Dark Horse is publishing a graphic novel adaptation of The Force Unleashed 2, which will be published earlier in the month of October on the 6th. Other Dark Horse announcements this week was the Star Wars Omnibus A Long Time Ago Volume 2, which continues Dark Horse's series of collecting the original Marvel Star Wars comics from the 70s and 80s. Volume 2 will contain Marvel issues 28 through 49, as well as the first annual, and will be on shelves on October 13th. Lastly, a 4-part miniseries entitled Blood Ties, A Tale of Jango and Boba Fett, will debut on August 25th. As always, these dates are open to revision. Finally this week, if you're dying to get some George Lucas-directed sci-fi on Blu-ray, your wait will be over on September 7th, 2010.
Hello, what have we here?
It was announced this week that George Lucas's directorial debut, THX 1138, will be released on Blu-ray just in time for the back-to-school rush.
This deal is getting worse all the time.
Special features on the release appear to be identical to the DVD release of the film a few years ago, and it is available for pre-order on Amazon.com. This month, as we all know, marks the 30th anniversary of the release of The Empire Strikes Back. widely, and I think correctly, regarded as the best of the 7 Star Wars films. Remember the Clone Wars movie, that was number 7. However, it also marks another anniversary, the 5th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith, widely regarded as the best of the prequel films. Now, I enjoyed Revenge of the Sith as much as anybody else, and back in 2005, I went to see it a lot in the theaters. There was certainly a rush of Star Wars product in the stores back in 2005, almost to the same levels that we saw in 1999. And, as any toy collector would tell you, Hasbro hasn't really ramped down production since then. That said, Revenge of the Sith seems to have become sort of the forgotten Star Wars movie. Since its release in 2005, it's certainly the DVD that I've popped in the least, and talking to other fans in person and online, my experience is not unique. That said, maybe we should take 2.5 hours off from giving Empire Strikes Back well-deserved praise and set the Wayback Machine to 2005 and enjoy this fairly satisfying conclusion to the prequel trilogy. And that was This Week in Star Wars. Join us again next week for more news, notes, and developments from the galaxy far, far away. Visit www.thisweekinstarwars.com or, for our lazier listeners, www.twisw.com. We also welcome your comments, questions, and suggestions via email to host@thisweekinstarwars.com or on our Facebook page. This Week in Star Wars. We troll the web so you don't have to.
This Week in Star Wars is not affiliated with Lucasfilm, its subsidiaries, or any other entity mentioned in this podcast. Star Wars, its characters, and creations are the property of Lucasfilm. All other trademarks are property of their respective trademark owners. This Week in Star Wars is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. This podcast is copyright 2010 This Week in Star Wars. Invaluable technical assistance provided by WebStorm Interactive. News, comments, and questions can be directed to host@thisweekinstarwars.com. More information, links to stories presented, past episodes, and additional contact information are available at www.thisweekinstarwars.com.
That man ate all our shrimp and 2 plastic lobsters.
'Tis no man. 'Tis a remorseless eating machine.